But ladies and gentlemen, just to give you a taste of what to expect next week, make some noise for the lovely and talented Dave Keem, everybody. David Keem.
Thanks, Joe. Jesus, Joe, you're short. I just want to say a couple comments. Two things I really liked tonight. Well, one thing I really liked tonight, James. A great energy, and I liked it when you said, has anybody done the, what is it, mile high titty fuck yet? We appreciated the yet. That was fantastic. I think my mile high titty fuck days might be behind me, but I like the fact that you're thinking it's yet. Yeah. My name's David, I'm from Canmore. Don't be too impressed, I rent. Yeah. Canmore is a really nice place to live, and I like it a lot, except our economy is based on the strategy we have called screw the tourists. I don't have a problem with that, but when I go to the grocery store, they don't know I'm a local, so I have to pay $18 for an onion. What else can I tell you about me? I'm in my 50s, in case you can't tell. I'm officially at that age where people lie to you about how old you look as a form of a compliment, right? They'll say things like, 53? Wow, you could totally pass for 48. Who the hell wants to pass for 48? Who's out there thinking, oh yeah, 48, that was the golden year. That's I don't want to give that up. You know, I think I want to address something. You're all looking at me on stage right now and it makes me feel a little self-conscious, and I get it. I've got like the torso and the head of a guy who's like 6'4", perched on the legs of somebody who's 5'3". You know, I've been like this for a long time. This isn't anything new, and I've heard it all. Hey, buddy, you look like a short guy that had half a wish granted. And that used to really bother me, you know, until I started following the body positivity movement. You know, I don't know if you guys follow that. They made me realize I'm not weird and I'm not broken. I'm special. Folks, I might just be the world's tallest midget. And I know you guys are looking at me now and you can really see it, eh? I'm all torso, right? You should see me when I'm at the gym. I look like an idiot on the treadmill. So my little legs going. I look like a penguin trying to catch a bus. Yeah, if I had to describe myself on like a dating app, I'd say I'm the human version of a wiener dog. When I first started telling people that I was the world's tallest midget, what do you think they said? They said, you can't use the term midget, David. It's offensive. Now, who am I offending, right? This is my body. This is my journey. I'm just taking the word back, right? I'm diffusing it. I'm facing my truth, which is that I look like a 6-foot toddler. So I'm a member of Generation X. Is any other proud Gen Xers out there? Yeah, good for you guys. Good for you guys, right? We're the last cool generation, if you think about it. And no offense to anybody who's not, who's younger in the crowd and is like, oh, we're cool too. No, you're not. Because we had cool like idols to look up to. We had the Fonz. You know, we had Danny Zuko. We had like Magnum P.I. Yeah. And who do these younger folks have? I legitimately don't know. I don't know. Dora? Do you remember when we were the here for a good time, not a long time crowd? Our plan was to live fast and die young. How's that working out, guys? Yeah, we're on to plan B. Live slow, die eventually. Yeah, but we were cool once. Do you guys remember pre-gaming? Pre-gaming? Yeah, we would, before we went out to the bar, went out to the club, we'd go to Buddy's house and we'd do shots. Some of you more extreme folks would maybe do a little MDMA, maybe a couple bumps of Coke on the way in just to stay on point. Yeah, boy, pre-gaming has changed, hasn't it? I don't know about you guys, but for me now, it's a nap. The only pills I'm taking is Tylenol. Well, I try to think of excuses not to go. She's usually people laughing longer for that one. The other thing is, at this age, I don't get to go with my friends anymore as much as I used to. When you're young, you're always hanging out with your friends. You get older, I'm busy, they're busy. We just don't hang out anymore. Hanging out with your friends in your 50s is like having sex when you've been married for a long time. It doesn't happen. Except every now and then you do it with somebody from work. And that doesn't count. You know who's got it tough now, I think? Bums. Bums have a lot in common with payphones, you know? You never see them in nice places and, ugh, could you imagine touching one? But also their economies are really based on everybody walking around with change. And by and large, because we all pay with cards, we don't have change anymore, right? If you ever spent a lot of time hanging out with bums, they always talk about the good old days. You know, when everybody was walking around with pockets full of change, and if they gave some to a bum, it would actually make their pants fit better. The golden days weren't really that long ago, right? Do you guys remember it? When a bum would walk up to you, they'd say, hey buddy, you got any spare change? And you did. So you'd dig into your pocket, you'd pull out a handful, you'd keep the toonies and loonies because, you know, and you'd toss them the rest. And you'd feel like you just solved homelessness, right? You'd have a buddies, like jealous buddies who had something against the bums. They'd always be like, hey, don't give those guys money. I hear they make as much as lawyers. Now, I don't know, they didn't look like they made as much as lawyers, did they? Nope. Now a bum comes up to me, and by the way, I like it. Sometimes when I say this joke downtown, there's lots of bums out here. That's why one of the reasons I like Bowness so much, right? Because it's there's not as many, and when you do see the bums and the homeless here, they got that nice small town bum attitude, right? It's a lot better. Anyway, a bum comes up to me now and asks for some spare change, and I feel like I gotta break the news to him. Buddy, it's 2025. I don't have any spare change. Nobody has any spare change. We have spare change in the past with like fax machines and Blockbuster Video and flirting at work. You know, the good old days. Yeah, that one usually does better too. There you go. You caught on. Flirting at work, right? For the kids in the crowd. We used to flirt at work. It was awesome. Now I don't really carry any money, so I got nothing. The only money I carry is this. You know what that is? Anybody guess? It's my Superstore cart loonie. And I'm not giving this to anybody for anything. All right? This is the one thing that keeps me from being one of those weirdos in Superstore, carrying their shit around in a basket. My favorite is when you see those guys, they're carrying their stuff around in a basket, and they kind of got that attitude like that's what they meant to do. Like they had the choice between a cart and a basket, and they chose a basket. You didn't choose a basket, you just can't hang on to a loonie. Yeah, if I'm downtown and a bum asks me for my Superstore cart loonie, I have to tell him, oh, you need this loonie to buy food? Oh, weirdly enough, so do I. Where I really like to grocery shop though is Costco, right? Costco. And you don't need a cart for your loonie in Costco, but one of the weird things about Costco is that ritual, you guys, you know, when you leave and there's that guy standing there and he takes your receipt and he makes a little mark with a Sharpie and he gives it back to you and then you can leave. What the hell is up with that? Like, what's he doing? Yeah, you think it's, oh, you're trying to make sure you don't have anything extra in your cart. But he knows I didn't put the stuff in my cart, right? They put the stuff in my cart. So you're not really doing anything. How crazy would that be to have a job that's that useless, right? Imagine it's your first day. Hey, welcome to Costco. Welcome to your first day of your new job. Yeah, you had a pretty good wage. You got nice benefits. What do you do? Oh, nothing. Yeah, no, you don't do anything at all. Do I do it in the back? No, you don't do it in the back. You're not sitting down. You're on your feet all day, 8 hours. Right in front of everybody, right in the middle of the store, right at the exit. Really? Yeah, and I don't do anything. No, but there's like thousands of people that come to the store every day, and we line them up in front of you so you can do that nothing. It gets even better. They're not allowed to leave until you do nothing. Anyway, here's your Sharpie. Welcome to Costco. I was in Costco a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this old man. And when I say old man, I mean like 90s or 100s or whatever the upper limit of human age is. He looked like the last days of Joe Biden. You know, gray skin stretched over a skull, mouth hanging open, blank stare, just begging for death, you know? He had it all. He was in a wheelchair. He's being pushed around in a wheelchair. He had oxygen. And as I see this old geezer getting pushed through Costco, I couldn't help but wonder, should this guy really be buying bulk? Like isn't a lifetime supply of most things for him one? All right, now I know there's a lot of comics in the crowd, but those of you who aren't, I'm going to leave you with a couple of jokes. When you go to work tomorrow, you do whatever you do. I don't know, what you do is your business. You can tell these jokes. So first, middle-aged fat guy goes to the doctor. Now, don't anybody hurt my feelings by trying to guess where I thought this up. But anyway, a middle-aged fat guy goes to the doctor. And he says, Doc, I've been trying everything. I watch my diet, I go to the gym, I go for a walk every evening, and I can't lose the weight. The doctor says, well, I've got this new drug, it's called Ozempic, and I'll prescribe it for you, but I'm not too sure how it works. So you're gonna take it for a week, then you're gonna skip a week. Take it for a week, skip a week. Do that for a couple of months and come back and see me. A couple of months goes by, the guy never comes back to see the doctor, and the doctor doesn't really think about it. Until a couple of weeks later, he's in the grocery store and he sees the old man's wife, so he goes up to her and says, hey, your husband came to me a couple of months ago and I prescribed a drug to him and he didn't come back to see me. How's he doing? And the wife goes, oh, my husband died. And the doctor's shocked and he goes, oh my God, I hope it wasn't the Ozempic. And she goes, no, it was all the skipping. Oh, I apologize. This one's worse. Old man goes to get a colonoscopy. I thought I'd get annoying in this crowd. I'd get at least one. Oh yeah. Old man goes to get a colonoscopy, and the doctor comes back afterwards and says, I have some news for you. And when I tell you, you're going to wish I was an astrologer. Cancer's in your anus. All right. I'm David, everybody. Thank you very much. I waited until he went to the back because I just want to see you jog up here. No, don't even joke around. Thanks, Joe.
Keep it over, Dave Team, everybody. Make sure you come back next week, check out his full set, and make sure you tell your